All right, welcome to Feisty Chess. I've got black playing a 10-minute game here, 5-second delay increment against Malazonia 92. Let's go with knight f6 against d4. Maybe I can get a Benoni going. Oh, looks like it'll be a London. Okay, let me blow that up a little bit. There we go. All right, against the London, I like to go with the c5 system here. Plan is to get the queen here and target that weak b2 point. That's probably the major defect of the London. Leaves white a little weak on the queen side. And we're going to jump straight in. He hasn't played c3 yet, so he needs to maybe try queen c1 or b3, neither of which looks very good. I suppose he could just go knight d2 and gambit the pawn. Okay. I wonder if I can go a5 here. I should probably just develop. Get this knight to c6. It wants to come there. Okay, and I think I will pin that knight. Looks like a good spot for the bishop. I just want to play e6. Okay, this can't be that good, right? I just go rook c8, and he wanted to come there anyway. Am I missing something? I'll gladly give up the rook for 2 pieces. Maybe he's got d takes c5 here. In that case, I can just check on a5, I think. Probably pick that pawn up later. Oh, man. Well, let's get this move in. Then my queen is sitting pretty because now this bishop can recapture. I didn't want to deal with complications of takes. Oh, that's a good move. I won't be able to castle, but it shouldn't matter. I'll have a good amount of initiative here. After bishop takes, which I think is forced, bishop takes f8. I'm wondering if I can get away with taking this knight. Oh, that works as well. Oh, I think the bishop ends up trapped, doesn't it? Oh no, okay. I just take, and then I'm ready to castle. His knight has to move. Everything's covered. This d6 square is never not covered. And I can pick up c3. And he's got a block with his queen, and we'll go into an ending. I'll be a pawn up. Unless he wants to play king e2, which be my guest. So yeah, I'll just pick this up. He blocks with the queen. Maybe I'll even go knight takes. Malazonia 92 has just a provisional rating, so The real rating could land northward or maybe more likely southward of 2066. Yeah, I've got an extra pawn, and it's a center pawn. I've got a nice looking center. I got better development. He's going for king e2. Oh boy. Okay. This looks fun, actually. I might get a winning pin on the king. Take. He can't take with the queen. He can't take with the knight. He's got to take with the pawn. Then check. Actually, the check first might be better. Oh man, there's lots of ways to win this. I could probably just castle and be fine too. Take, and he has to take with the pawn, and maybe I just push the pawn then. That looks really good. Or honestly, how does he move? Where does he go? I'll just castle. Right? I mean, I could go immediately for this. Maybe that is better. Get that in first. His king can't move at all. His queen would have to maybe come here. Oh, this is just, yeah, let's just castle. It's simpler. Okay, he's going to have to take with the pawn. If and when I take. Let's just do it, yeah. And then keep coming with the plan. I mean, how does he how does he do anything about this? King e2, man. He really should have just given up the oh, that's a good move. I think I could just push this pawn, though. I push the pawn. If he takes, he loses his queen. So we're going to do that. Yeah, and I think push here. This rook comes here maybe, and then we take. And the tactics should work out, but my pawn is going to promote. Or I just simplify, and that's fine here too. Push, let's say rook here. That's probably the most critical line. Take. He's got to take. And then rook checks. Yeah, he's just out of luck. It's too much. So just double check, take. Taking is forced. And then we've got our fork. Okay, been a while since we did one of these. It's always nice to a win. Let's look at it. Okay, let's go to analysis board. Okay, so the London system. Now, knight f6 players often don't want to play d5 here, but I've played virtually everything against d4, so I'm comfortable with the d5 positions, and I think that is the best approach against the London. I don't know, there's lots of different options, but I know this is one of the critical lines with c5, and usually White's move here is c3, so that he can, in part, so that he can meet this with this, and then the line goes with this queen trade stuff. And these doubled pawns are actually pretty dangerous for black. They're pretty nice asset. You've got this rook developed. You can just force this pawn up the board and trade it anyway. And black has all the initiative on the queen side. I've always felt like I've got the advantage when I play this against white. I think one of the best moves here is knight a3, but I've only seen it from one guy at my chess club. Bishop d7. Well, I guess that. Anyway, black is still fine. So anyway, now he's got to play b3, and it looks like black has actually got the advantage in these lines. Let's see what the computer thinks. The computer still likes white, but it wants c4, cracking things open. That is not on any of these. It's on there. Not a very popular move, c4. Anyway, b3 is more intuitive. Yeah, not just regular development. Now I should go c takes d4. I'm looking at ideas of like c4 here, planning a bishop here, maybe trying to get some pressure on that knight since the bishop is blocked out of defending it. But it doesn't like too much. Okay, bishop g4 is the second most common move here. Actually, black does really well at bishop g4. Knight b5. Okay, this is not good for white. Rook c8. Obvious move. Now a4, huh? I would think d takes c5 is the main move. You just take with your queen. And if the check comes in, you just take. And you're hitting the bishop now. You're also hitting that fork. And you're just gonna win a pawn, it looks like. Well, or more. Yeah, you're gonna win that exchange back. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't quite see all that. I knew I had the option of taking, and then there might be tactics, so it's all the further I looked. Maybe white saw that and then went for c3 instead. Wonder what the computer thinks of a6. Now d takes c5. Oh, it doesn't like this. Well, no, it still likes black, but it wants queen d8. Now if knight check, same thing, I guess. but you've got this little in-betweensies move. What about, oh, you can't, can't go queen. Oh, that's the same as the game. White never had the option of going queen d2. Okay, let's go back to the game. I played e6, wanted to recapture with the bishop. And this is an interesting try. I hit the knight. Oh, actually, better was taken here. Bishop takes f8, king takes f8. And then knight takes here. This looks pleasant for black, actually. I mean, I won't have, there's no dark square bishops. I can castle like such. Or even maybe like this. But black's got a handle on the position in the meantime. Yeah, knight e4 looks good. If he ever trades, we just pile up the pressure by retaking with a rook. And if he tries to defend this, that's trouble. Maybe defend with the rook. And then we jump in here. Oh, that's terrible, actually. Oh, because of this fork. He can take, because then he's got this fork at the end. Queen a5 is interesting. Okay. Went with a6, and how could white have punished this? D takes c5. Aha. Now I gotta go queen a5. b4. Knight takes b4. Queen d2. We trade queens. We grab this knight. And I just got the piece back. I didn't... Okay, it's basically equal. Oh, bishop takes b5 back, of course. Knight g5. Got to guard this. This looks a little shaky. But, knight d7, huh? I guess this kind of cramps in black's king. And that rook's not going to be able to get out. Interesting. Doesn't look like much fun. So, missed a chance. White missed a chance here. Okay, and now it's just too easy for me. Queen takes c3. He can't go queen d2. The knight's pinned. He has to go king e2. I must have missed some kind of thing here. I thought about knight e4. My knight wants to come here, but I thought about this. Still good. King e1. But just repeat, huh? Probably this is still good. I went for this line, a little more forcing. Yeah, just castle. Yeah, d3 check, d2. Yeah, I'm glad I found that combination. Kind of a fun little one. Maybe he's just got to... And then what can white do here? The computer hates... He says he's down a queen, basically, already. It's pretty amazing. It's just two pawns. Doubled pawns in the center. But they're passers. And the king is stuck in the center with them. So yeah, happy to find this. And just to show it out, take, and this check. And he's got two legal moves. One is this, which gets him mated right here. And the other is this, which gives me a new queen. So I thought I was just a rook up in this line, but I'm a whole queen up now. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for watching. That was a nice feisty game. I always like taking down the London system. Frankly, I gotta say, I've always found the London system to be quite boring. Um, I actually saw it referred to in a book, or maybe more than one book, as the boring opening, capital B, boring opening. And I thought, that's a strange name. The guy must have been unfortunately named Boring. But no, it's the London system, and enough people, maybe some guy wrote a book and decided to name it the Boring opening. It's not in some of the old books. I saw like a 2009 Modern Chess Openings, and it had all the openings in there, but there was no London system to be found, not by Boring or any other name. 2 Bishop F4 was just not in the book. Anyway, it's very popular now, so you ought to have a system against it. And I recommend this Queen B6 system. C5, Queen B6. And of course, if he takes on C5, you can just clean that pawn up right away with this fork on A5. But they usually won't do that. They'll usually go C3. And here's the line to know. Queen comes here. Queen comes there. And you want to be the one to double your pawns and open your A file. So kick that queen again. There's some fun little tricks here. If the queen comes here to defend, you can just develop your bishop and deflect the queen yet again, and she'll usually come back to C8. Because if she takes, ooh, never mind. You have to be careful. You want to get that knight developed first, and you can see what I'm talking about. I was going to say this, and then you're going to clean out that rook in the corner, but instead here, white's going to mate you. So queen comes here. You get this knight to C6. It wants to get there. And then after some more moves, maybe knight F3. Now, this is pretty good. But I think black can even take here. And it gets kind of rocky. You can get that knight. You can get that rook in the corner. But in some lines, the queen gets stuck in the corner. And you have to be careful. But anyway, white will usually go here. And you kick that queen. And you get this going. And what's funny is that even if white tries to stop, let's say that white keeps developing, he sees you coming, he doesn't want you to play b4, he goes here. Well, okay, more developing moves. You can just play b4 anyway, because this pawn is just going to be pinned. So anyway, some fun little themes in the London. And the idea is you're going to move up here, and if he doesn't take, you're going to take. And this a pawn is a major weakness. And if your bishop still sits on c8, this is not a weakness at all, actually. So you have this play against the a pawn. You also have to play against the c pawn. If you get like a rook to c3, and his dark square bishop is kind of out of the game here. So I really like the system against the London. Highly recommend. Anyway, I got to get going. Stay feisty.